Why, hello, hello, hello. This is gonna be funny for me. This is like my third time redoing this because the first time and second time I tried recording this, audio does not come out well, and I really want to talk about this. Plus, I have nothing else but really better to do, and I think this is a great opportunity to just ramble about one of my favorite artists, Frank Zappa, who I think is the most diverse and complex and interesting figures in music history. Definitely one of my biggest heroes, and someone I definitely do look up to and am heavily influenced to. Really has shaped my ears in a weird way. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go through his albums and pretty much just ramble. So stick for it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine by me. I'm just here to talk about shit. I'm gonna start with the I'm gonna start with the CDs. So, the one I just showed off, Make a Jazz Noise Here, which I have on CD, and it's a fantastic live album. I think one of the best live albums that he has. The whole melody of just Lumpy Gravy to Eat That Question and, previous songs before that, the whole intro from start to finish of the first, disc is fucking fantastic. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very well mixed and organized and arranged, and I just love everything about this album. It's just amazing, breathtaking. And look at that CD. It's amazing. It's definitely an amazing album. One of my favorites. Right here I have also Sleep Dirt, which is a good album. One I don't pay too much attention to, but I do play, and I could appreciate it. Maybe, I have a little not feeling it. It's one of those hit or miss albums for me, but when I do play it, I do enjoy it. I'm not even gonna lie. Filthy Habits is a good song, the intro, and then I don't really know the songs by heart by that, but I think it's a great album when I do play it. Now moving on to records, not in order of when I got them, but just pretty much what I have right here in my collection. I have Joe's Garage, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. Yeah, Frank Zappa. This album's great. Like Sleep Dirt, not essentially like Sleep Dirt. It's just my feelings of how I feel about this album. It's more of, I can't play this album too much because, I don't know, I can play it, I can listen to it, but if I play it too much, I'm going to get really bored of it. That's just my opinion, and I'm not saying it's a bad album, it's a good album, but I cannot play it too much. My favorite songs from here would be Joe's Garage, Catholic Girls, Why Does It Hurt When I Pee, Lucille Has Messed Up My Mind. Those are great tracks. Let's see what else. Outside Now is a good song. Packed Goose is the first song I heard from this album, which I thought was amazing. And then Cyborg is a good song. Stick It Out is a good song. I'm basically naming almost every track. That's funny. Watermelon and Easter Hay, my personal favorite. I love that song to death, which I'm sure a lot of you can agree with. Next, I got this as a gift. Zappa Live in New York, which was my first live Zappa album. I've never really paid attention to his live albums, but I did watch a few live videos during this era, which wasn't too long ago, and I still do. I think this album's great. This introduced me to more of his live albums, and I think are very, very interesting. I think the best tracks off this album would be the Black Napkins version on here. The saxophone really carries the song, and the drums are just amazingly powerful. I think this whole album is very energetic. It has a big personality. It's full of fun. It's comedic, as Zappa was and did incorporate into his music. The Black Page 1 and 2, the piano version from Ruth Underwood, are definitely beautiful masterpieces. I think her transcribing those pieces were fantastically amazing. I think a lot of it was just I love those tracks. Not to say that the original drum solo isn't bad. I just prefer the piano version. But the drum solo isn't bad. Terry Bozzio has nailed it when he played it. Next, I have Zooplas, where we have the common Black Napkins, which is a beautiful track. The whole 4-minute solo on this album is fantastic, and I just love the way that they look on the cover, especially Zappa. You know, what a funny man. I love him. I love this dude. But Winding Up the Gas Station's a good song. I think Miss Pinky, Zooplas, you know, what else? What's that one? Torture Never Stops is a good song. That's a good song. But I'm not a big fan of the moans in there. I don't know. Sometimes when I play it, I just find it so funny. Maybe it's just me being immature, but that's just me. My first Zappa record I ever got, and I found this on accident. This was at a record store near my house. I found this Apostrophe, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with too. And I'm gonna state this now, a lot of the records I have from Zappa are the most well-known. So, I mean, yeah, they're the most well-known, the most accessible for the common listener, but nonetheless great albums, and will put you in a spiral of his big catalog of music, of fucking amazing records, and, you know, Shake Your Booty, which I don't have, and Freak Out, which I also don't have. Yeah, I found this album, and this is when I got introduced to Zappa. This is how I was introduced to Zappa, from St. Alfonso, Pancakes, Breakfast to Father Oblivion, and I thought those tracks were great. I thought the connection between those two were just great albums. Not albums, songs. Songs, yeah. Yeah, anyways. No, I need to talk about my favorite songs off this album. No, the whole album's good. I have mixed feelings about the second side, the B side. I am not a big fan of it. Stinkfoot, Uncle Raymond. I don't know what song. The one with the piano is not my favorite. I will say that because I do not remember the name. Overnight Sensation. I remember I used to listen to this a lot during my mornings. Camarilla. I think this whole album's I think I love it start to finish. You know, look at and it's cool because look at all that. You have everyone who played on it, you know, as mentioned on every other album, who's played on it. And having this cover is great. The way it connects, and these songs are fantastic. Definitely a very great album. I love this album. Yeah, this is a great album. Now I have The Grand Wazoo, which is, funnily enough, where I really got into more of the experimentation or like the fusion side of Zappa. Eat That Question, Blessed Relief are my favorite tracks. I think The Grand Wazoo is a great track. Those 3 tracks are my favorite. I don't know how I feel about Calvin's Car. It's okay. Not my favorite. But, you know, to Eat That Question and Blessed Relief are my favorites. I remember listening to them on my walk to a park and not knowing who it was. I thought it's just some jazz band. And then I looked at it on my phone and I was like, whoa, it's Frank Zappa. I've never heard this album. So I got it, and I'm blessed to still have it. Most recent finds. Weasels Rip My Flesh. Weasels Rip My Flesh. Look at that. I haven't paid this album too much attention. I just got it recently too, so I've really been playing it. But I do like the Orange County Lumber track. Lumber truck, not track. What the fuck? That's a good track. Like I said, I haven't really been paying much attention to this album, but good album. You know, it's okay. I need to listen to it more. I got this one for free. Uncle Meat. The reason I got it for free was because it only came with one record when I found it. It didn't have the other one. It only came with one, and the first track is freaking Scratched, which is the main theme. which is a good song, by the way. I've been listening to this album more on my Spotify, and you know, on here as itself too. But since I don't have the other record, sometimes I just listen to it on my phone. And this is an interesting album. I've been playing it a little more. The reason I got this was mainly because of King Kong. That was the main reason why I got this album. I saw it and I was like, whoa, I know King Kong's on this album, but I've never heard it in my life. I've never, you know, took interest into it. I just know that King Kong was on here. So I got it, listened to it, and I thought it was okay, and then I started listening to it more now, and it's pretty good. It's very interesting. But, you know, that's my rant about Zappa. Frank Zappa. And I recommend anyone who sees this to check them out. Albums I recommend that I just previewed and showed would be Make a Jazz Noise Here, Joe's Garage, Live in New York, basically listen to any of the albums I just showed. Pretty much. Well, I hope people liked it. And I'm gonna head out. Peace.